I'm going to need to see more, and I'm leaning towards doubts because at the end of the day, when all is said and done, the Chargers are at 6-5, but they've got to find a way to make it into the postseason, right? We saw what happened a year ago when we had the situation where they had the winner get in game against the Raiders week 18. And then, of course, it was the do we play for the tie, all that kind of stuff. Right now, if you're looking at the Chargers, they're the 9 seed because if we stack this up, the Chiefs are at 1, the Dolphins are at 2, the Titans are at 3, the Ravens are at 4, and then the Bills are 5, the Bengals are 6, the Jets are 7, the Patriots are 8, the Chargers are 9. Justin Herbert is a transformational talent. Like, he's a generational talent. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the coaching staff and everybody else has got to find a way to get that guy into the playoffs. And I'm not sure if I'm going to see it this year. I'm just not sure. They got a huge game coming up this week against the Raiders. The Raiders are riding into a 2-game walk-off winning streak in overtime, taking care of business not only in Denver with a Devontae Adams walk-off score, but a Josh Jacobs walk-off score in Seattle, which means the Raiders are feeling as good as they possibly can about themselves, considering the season they've had. So, if you want me to believe, then find a way to take care of business and put yourself in a position where you might be able to squeak in as a 7 seed. Because Brandon Staley is universally loved by his players and a lot of people in that organization. But at the end of the day, the results have not been what people want them to be over 2 seasons, or 1 season rather.
Yeah.
And this season, you got to find a way to get in. I get it, the injuries. I understand that. They've been if the Chargers didn't have bad luck, they'd have no luck. I understand all of that. But no one cares. No one cares. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to find a way to get it done.
One thing I wanted to add before we move on to the final team we're going to talk about is that Caesars doesn't particularly love their chances to make the playoffs either, right? Caesar Sportsbook. They're still favored, if you will, to make the playoffs, but it's only minus 150, right? Yeah. I think now you have a better chance. The value is to say that they're not going to make the playoffs. And as you just said, you're leaning towards doubt. The question is, that's where they have to get to. They have to get to the playoffs, and it's about whether or not you like their chances. You can go make that bet over at Caesar Sportsbook. And when you do, make sure you use code PFNCZR. That'll be a risk-free bet for you if it's your first bet ever over at Caesar Sportsbook, where Mr. Trey Wingo, I believe you are the chief trends officer.
That's what they tell me.
That's what they tell you. So make sure you go and place that bet through Caesar Sportsbook. Right now it's plus 130 if you don't believe the Chargers are going to make the playoffs, and minus 150 if you believe they will. So we'll see how that goes.